Cabine cabine, signallerinize lütfen inişler. Cabin control, landing positions please, very good landing.
In 2014, a film crew travelled throughout Afghanistan to film the Afghanistan of today. This is our Afghanistan. It is a part of our world. It is Afghanistan which I love.
خاطر مگه شما مگه بچه گنده است ما مگه حالم ما خوب بچه هستیم اول که بیدار میشم وضو میگیرم نماز میخوانم نماز که خواندم باز میرم به کار.
چرا گلیپران بازی را خوش داری؟
به خاطر زیگه مگه اشتگاه خوش شود.
خیلی چطور گلیپران را پرواز میدی؟
خیلی که تاو میتی یک چوبه که شیجه بمون دیگه از دست سرست تاو میتی.
و ما نشانش داده میتونی؟
Long time ago, I have remembered during the wartime, there are no, even if one culvert in the road is destroyed, there were nobody to rebuild that. But it was NGOs to rebuild that, so at least the people can move from their houses to somewhere, whatever they need, even for going to the market, even for going to the health center. Mostly they were in open area. That was not good. We don't have any building for them.
سلام. چطور کارهای خوب پیش میرن؟
بله خوب.
این ساحه مردم چی نداشتن کلینیک؟
کلینیک هم نداشتن، مکتب هم ندارن.
There still is an ongoing internal conflict in some parts of the country. But despite the difficult situation, with the help of the world and people like Armin, a local aid worker, I witness that the country is recovering. Millions of refugees have returned home. Kabul has been my home for years now. Before 2001, it was inhabited by 500,000 people. Now, the population is already more than 5 million. Every day, nearly 60,000 children do go out in the streets to earn something. Some of them are the only breadwinners of their families. Some are forced to do it. It is there that some of the children are found by employees of aid organisations, such as Mr. Mortazawi. Their families are often unaware that help may be available for them.
تو چی نام داری؟
زیرگل.
زیرگل؟ در خیمه میشینی نه؟ در کجای خیمه میشینی؟ در کجا؟ در چمن میشینین؟
نه در پشت مارکت.
در پشت مارکت دوی قندم شکریم. زیرگل خان پدرت چی کار میکنه؟
پدر مرده.
فوت کرده پدرت خدا بیامرزه. پولای تا کی میدی؟
60 روپیه.
خب روز 60 روپیه کار میکنی؟ مکتب هم میری؟ میره مکتب دیگه باز میگی که من در مکتب شامل کنم؟ میگی؟ قلم میتونم کتابچه میتونم تو را خوب؟ نان چاشتم برات میتونم که تو بخوای درس بخوانی؟ میسی بود قندم شکره.
All these children have the misfortune to live in a place that the world would rather not know about. The camps for displaced and the poorest, which Kabul has by the dozen. There are thousands of people living here, pushed out beyond the fringe. Around here, even a private food handout can cause a fight.
کلیش بد است دیگه میرن بر اشتکای خود میگه برو میگه او برای ما نان پیدا که چرا میگه تو میگه من چرسی آدم هستم میگه من تو رو روان میکنم میگه تیز برو سوتر میگیره دمی سرش که میزنه او رو روان میکنه به غریبی خودش لا چرس میکشه او که خانه میگه چقدر کار کردی او میگه بیستی برای ما مردکه داد او رو میره چرس میخره نه نان داره نه همین تو چرس مرد چیزو میخرن یک اندوالم بود با خوراک خورد خود گفت میگه برون پیش دختر برو میگه برش بگو که تو با بیادر ما یک بد کار کو میگه تو کار که کدی میگه ما برات 20 لک روپیه میتم او باز گفته بود سایسته میکنم کتید او باز دیگه دموجه اسکرها گیرشان کت بردشان بندی خانه
What has become a problem in this big city is that children work as hard as adults. They will take up any work because bread is more important. Like in Shamani Babrak, where a boy from the camp has to fight for his fortune.
نامم نوید است او 12 سال هستم از لغمان آمده خاطر ازی که اوجا قرضدار شده بودیم پدرم گفته میگه بیای که بریم میگه قرض خلاص کنم میگه باز پس میایم میگه وطن خود 8 بجه با کار میرم کراچی ما میگیرم میرم با کار انمی که یک تایران آرکت میرم انمی پیاز و کچالی دبار کردیم باز میبریم در موتر اشتها میکنیم یک اینجایی میتیم و خلاص او کسایی که پیسه داره دیگه او خان است کسایی که با غریبی میای اینمیجا مفت از غریبی خود میکنه اینمی کار
But even that can be a lot. Away from the city, travelling in remote areas of Afghanistan, aid workers I have been working with would often meet people with dramatic stories.
In 2003, we were going for the winterization assessment, the very cold weather, the winter after Taliban, the village which was completely destroyed. I was among the group of people, but the old man who was sitting there and he keeps crying. And he started to tell me like, I'm crying because today I saw the pen on your hand. And the guy who is sitting just opposite you is my son. And during the conflicts, during the time when still Afghanistan was in the internal conflicts, I gave the carpet, which is the only carpet which we had in my home, as a bribe for the group of people who came to asking for my son to go to the school. And I told them, like, please don't get my son to the school because the propaganda and the rumors was that the people who are going to the school, they will be unreligious people. Today, I saw the pen on your hand, and you are coming and supporting our family. I'm really crying for my son that I did the biggest mistake for him.
As recently as 2001, there were less than 1 million children in the Afghan schools. I saw it become 10 million, of which nearly half are girls. To learn, the children must combine school with work. For them, going to school is like being in a different world, a world where they arrive overtired, but where someone cares about them and where they simply are children.
چند است؟ 20 چند است؟ 8 ماتیولا اینجا چند است؟ 8 5 بره چند ببین؟
Here, they can play safer and count on help. Today, to celebrate the holidays, a rich Afghan has bought a cow. The portions are small, but each child gets one.
مادر نداره. دو تا دختر کاسه گناه داره. سیاست هستن. برو تو. اونم عمری بچه دار. ایده من رو بتون. دیگه برش میدارم. بیا دختر بچه. دختر چی شده؟
برو بخیر.
The mountains of Afghanistan are home to some of the world's poorest people. These are landless farmers or those living off scraps of land. Some of the shepherds leave small herds on the bare slopes, and then, for 6 months, they live in rock crevices. This seemingly harsh and beautiful environment is dangerous. The people, who have suffered a lot, are still living in danger. They live in areas prone to natural disasters.
سال گذشته بچه‌ها نفهمیدن که رگبار کوچکتر بوده سیلاب آمده. داخل خانه شیشتگی یک دوره سیلاب آمد. سیلاب که آمد ما 6 نفر همینجا تلفات دادیم. اولی برزگه و مال باش زمین زندگی همه کل رو جمع کرده گرفته رفت پایان.
The worst part comes later. When it turns out that nobody is interested in what happens to them. Winter is already round the corner. If not for the help of the world, they would not be able to rebuild their lives. Knowledge of the needs of the people make it possible for the aid organisations to help wisely. Sometimes a gift of a loom can change lives.
خرجیم جر کردیم و سودا کردیم و بایشی رو گوسفند خرید. آیچی رو گوسفند گرفتم. گوسفند بره کرد. خریم پالیلا کردیم. این سابقایی که بود که جنگ بود که کس نداشته دیگه یک خودن بود دیگه سالی که بود که چی نداشته دیگه چی نبود و روز تا روز غلیمش روز تا روز که بچه‌ها سر کار شد درس میخونه خودم کارم پیش میره.
The Afghan economy is mainly agricultural. 4/5 of the Afghan people work in this sector. The Afghans make use of the lessons they learned from us. This extractor press, started by an aid organisation, operates for farmers from 80 villages. The cultivation of new plants, even cabbage, gives farmers not only a better income, but also a more diversified diet. But the development is slow and requires years of work. saw how tough and resistant Afghans can be, but they need our support. In such desolate places, it was mainly thanks to aid work that people finally saw some changes happening.
دیگه نمی‌جی مکتب هم می‌تی جور کردی نمی‌کارم من داموتو مو مردم نمی‌تی قصر برادر خری مازدور رفتن نمی‌تونست حال فضل خدا سرگ است موتر است تا این موتر کل رو میره.
But the key to development is the ability to move around freely. Today in Afghanistan, new roads are being set up. They were built owing to the tremendous work of the international community and the Afghans. But despite the massive work, many problems remain unsolved. In the mountain regions, water is increasingly hard to find. In the early fall and winter, people collect rainwater in holes excavated in the rock. That water must last them half a year. As time goes by, you go further to the last reservoirs, hoping the water lasts until the first rainfall. And the deeper you go into the infinity of the Afghan mountains, the more you are just on your own.
سلام بینندگان تلویزیون ملی سمنگان. به سرویس خبری امشب به زبان اشاره‌ای خوش آمدید. سرخط خبرها. روز شنبه مورخ 10 ماه میزان سال 1393 خورشیدی در محفل دستاربندی 5 تن از حافظان قرآن عظیم‌الشان.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم. به نام خداوند بخشاینده مهربان. نام من پروین است. من به خاطر اینکه به دیگر ناشنوایان علاقه زیاد داشتم و کوشش کردم که اونا شنیده نمیتونن باید من چی کنم؟ من این پروگرام زبان اشاره را اخبارش باید پیش ببرم.
تشکر میکنیم از توجهتان در برنامه خبری امشب. خدا نگهدار.
Before, these people were stigmatized. I was so happy to see that the presenter is a woman.
در وقت اینا اشارای محلی داشتن، اشارایی که میکردن مروجی مثلا در فامیل، اشارای کتابی نبود و محلی داشتن و ما اینجا وقتی که اینا دوباره اینجا آمدن و شروع به آموزش کردن، ما کتابای زبان اشاره داریم، تقریبا 6000 لغات است. از طریق اون لغات ها اینا توانستن که خود با سواد بسازن.
In her life, Parveen met aid workers who helped her start a new life.
آرسی هم کردیم و فامیلی و شوهرم با ما همکاری زیاد میکنه.
She achieved what seemed impossible in this society.
ولی اون برش عجیب بوده. فکر کرده که من یک ناشنوا هستم، چطور مرا اینا پشت ما خواستگار آمدن. یک ناشنوا بودم، تو با تعجب بودم که فکر میکنم کلی ناشنوایان مجرد میمانند.
Parween's disability meant exclusion. Today, Parween herself works with the people who once helped her and helps the needy to start a normal life.
در گذشته مردم تمسخر میکرد و من یک ناشنوا هستم، فعلا بازتوان هستم و اطفالم تدریس میکنم.
But these facilities try to support all cases of disabilities, including ones which used to mean a sentence of permanent exclusion. To those in need, the facilities are enclaves of peace and understanding that they have not found in their lives outside the walls of such centres.
الله الرحمن الرحیم. نوم سناگل ده، 2 کلنی ما. زه چې کله پاکستان راغلم زما 14 کاله عمر و. مکتب مدیر راته ویل ته د ګنجایش نه لري چې اول صنف کې کښېنې، ځکه چې هلته ماشومان وو. ما سن غټ او د ما قدم جګ و. ما ته ویل ته د اجازه نه لرې د اول صنف. دې مکتب کې نه نیولم، دولتي مکتبو کې.
Sanagul is a caretaker, and he dreams of breaking away from living in the same camp as Navid.
ما واخې ډېر بد احساس کوم. ما غټ امید لرم ما هر قایي زه باید تحصیل وکړم، درس ووایم، ځکه چې موږ درس ته ضرورت لري. تر څو ما شپني کوله، ما کوشش کړ تر څو وخت به زه د شپني نه ځان وباسم. سلام علیکم. قیصر؟ هی قیصر؟ قیصر ریسه قیصر.
I understand why he prefers Kabul with its opportunities, even if it is so hard to make a mark here.
هر شی چې د خوښې د خوښې ښوونځي ته ورسېږم. او دماغي خوښه مغه کوشش د لاسه چې ما شپه ورځ به مې کارم کوو او درس مې ویلې. اوس هغه د خپل خوښې ښوونځی وایم، درس کې څلور سمستر کې درس وایم. ګور به آینده کې والله خیرت څه به کېږي. خدای مهربانه.
Every day, thousands of people get up early to go and learn, as early as 5 a.m. The Afghans I live among are a young nation. 2/3 of them are not even 25. So many of the old generation died in the wars, when people were made to fight each other.
The war, the conflicts in the country has given an image for us that Uzbeks killing Pashtun killing Hazara paying money to kill Pashtun. But you are a humanitarian worker. You are as Afghan humanitarian worker. And you find that the family which you hated, with the family which in your mind you were just thinking like, I would never work for this tribe. One day you are working for this family and you see that the difference is only because he's living in a different province. But in the fundamental difference is that there is nothing. There is the only thing which this family is poor and he needs your support. And what you do is you really want to give this support.
Here in Kandahar, the beating heart of the south, the city itself seems safe. but the war is still present and has been going on for over 3 decades. A problem that is unsolved is the millions of pieces of unexploded ordnance that continue to hurt people, mostly children.
دا تقریبا 24 کاله مخکې د خپل کور سره باندې راووتلم زما څو نور ملګري واغالته ناست وه کوم وخت چې موږ د خپل ځای څخه ولاړ شو داسې دا کټ پای ته یوه مځکه وه دغه مځکې ته ولاړو موږ غوښتل چې هلته ګین وکړو دغه په پای کې د کټ په پای کې یو پنډل و په دا پنډل زه داسې څا خواته ولاړم هغې خوا چې برته راتللم ناڅاپه پر مین برابر شولم میرویس هسپتال کې داسې امکانات نه وه څوک نه وه دلته نو هغه څه پټۍ مټۍ یې سره برابرې کړې او وینه یې بنده کړله نور وویل چې مریض مو دلته دغه نه کېږي دا درې ځایه ورسوئ ډېر خراب حالت وه زما دپاره ځکه چې چا په کوڅه کې وروره په یوه نامه راته ویل چا په بل نامه راته ویل چا به وروره د خدای یو ګناهکاره دی داسې څه دلته څه د انجوګانې چې مخکې مو یادونه وکړل دوی هم کرار څه کار شروع کړي وو هغه انجوګانو چې کار شروع کړي بیا مو بیلچر میلچر سره نه ویسو یو کوچنۍ دوکانداري مې شروع کړل په کلي کې زما نوم عبدالحجي دی او وظیفه مې په دغه سنټر کې کار کوم وظیفه مې د پیر ټرینر په نامه د عنوان لاندې مې وظیفه ده چې هر نوی معلول چې راسي چې هغه ویلچر ته ضرورت ولري نو زه هغه چې موږ ویلچر ورکړو هغه ټرینوم دغه د ویلچر هغه طریقه ورته ښیم چې دی استعمالوي
Abdul Hadi has been working at a facility which helps to cure terrible cases of disability. It is the only comprehensive facility within 60 miles. Casualties of war come here from all over the south. Prostheses, wheelchairs and rehabilitation activities are managed by people with disabilities such as Abdul Hadi. Everybody benefits from that. People not only take their first steps again here, they also regain their dignity and the hope that disability is not the end of life.
دلته هر څوک چې راځي هر معلول چې په هر شي معلول شوی که نظامي که ملکي که مخالفه ډله یې دلته ټول ته موږ په یوه نظر ګورو
During these 13 years, we are come from a war situation to the middle war, not completely peace in here in Afghanistan. Even right the moment we have war in here in our countries, we have many traits of unpeaceful things. Because of that, during these 13 years, now people, a bit can have, at least they have house. But that's need follow-up. That's need improvement to up to that stage. To community people should be able to do these things by themselves. Otherwise, in this situation, if the world forget Afghanistan, that will be totally dangerous and very bad. We will re-go on the past.
One day I hear great news. Naveed, a boy from the camp, came to the school where Sana Gul works part-time. I feel this is our mutual success that he took his chance. And I do understand he has his own plan.
شبانه میخونه انا خوارم هم میشینم هم میشینم او برای ما یاد میته ما یک خط که گفت دیگه باز من میخوانم برش او دیگه دمی نمی تو خوانده و نمشته کده و میرم ما. به خاطر ازی که در آینده رئیس میشم. رئیس اینمی کمپ چیز به مردم کمک میکنه.
It has been 40 years of aid, 40 years of conflict, 40 years of donors' presence, one human lifetime. It is time to thank all, donors and citizens of the world, who believe that a future can happen. It is also time to remind everyone not to forget Afghanistan.
Do was a band, they caught full bunch of